We all want to read more books, want to get smarter, be focused on one thing, but the internet is full of chaos and I don't know what to do. I think I've come up with a fun solution for myself. I think the biggest two reasons why I don't read more: analysis paralysis, and there's just a lot of books I don't get into. Analysis paralysis, which is also what I get into when I'm trying to decide what to watch on streaming. As I get older, I feel like I've seen it all already, and I'm often right. I feel the same way about books. Every Reddit thread about which book you should read, a lot of them are the same recommendations over and over and over again. Many of them I've already read, but often when I'm looking for a book, I'm kind of more addicted to people's commentary on things rather than the original thing, and it stops me from reading a book. And if I already know so much about the book before I even go into it, it kind of robs it of discovery. And for me, I think instilling that sense of discovery into reading will help. So here's my solution. I'm gonna raw dog the library. Okay, I'm gonna pick 5 books at random. I'm not even going to look at what they are until I check them out. I think I'm gonna have a good time, at least in the beginning. It makes me feel like a book archaeologist. Feels like I'm doing something wrong. Just grabbing books, not even looking at them. I hope I don't get in trouble. I'm not even inside and I'm already whispering. Some of them were thick, and I was like, oh, I don't want to grab that one, it's too big. But I can't let that enter my mind. I have to be random. Already in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna not like these. They're gonna look like books I wouldn't pick. Looks like there's a storm coming too. Great day to read. Let's see what we got. Fern Michaels, Safe and Sound. No idea, and I'm not gonna read the description. I'm just gonna start oh, this is a big one. Creole Belle, James Lee Burke, New York Times bestseller. No idea. I don't know, it looks like South American. Oh wait, Creole Belle, that's probably like New Orleans, right? Dan Stabenow, A Taint in the Blood. I would never pick these books knowing nothing about them. Elizabeth George, This Body of Death. Does not sound fun. Probably wouldn't have picked it up. The Sweetness in the Water. Honestly, none of these books look that intriguing to me. That doesn't matter. But you know what does matter? And this is a transitional statement, mind you. Registering the proper domain name. Thanks GoDaddy for sponsoring this video. Way back when I started this whole crazy WheezyWaiter journey, I registered the domain WheezyWaiter.com and the domain CraigBenzine.com through GoDaddy, so that none of you jerks would take it. Maybe calling you jerks isn't the best way to do this. Well, we'll see. Carved a little corner of the internet out for myself. It made the whole thing real. A GoDaddy domain is the foundation of your business online. It unlocks your website, professional email, marketing tools, online payments, the ability to have funny websites like fartfartfart.com. I don't know if that's a website. Is it? Oh no, that's available. You might want to hit up GoDaddy and grab that. And they have an AI experience that builds your site and creates social content so that you can launch fast. Or it can help you secure a domain name that matches your business name, that helps customers find you and makes you a legitimate business. Good to have your domain name match your actual name, you know? I'm a consistent name guy. If you have a business idea you've been sitting on, get going. One of the first steps is getting that domain name, and you can do it. And if your business idea happens to be fart, now you have to do it because someone's going to do it because I said that. So head to the link in the doobly-doo or scan the QR code on screen right now to get a GoDaddy domain and unlock everything you need to start and grow your business online. Okay, thank you GoDaddy for sponsoring. And now, why are we looking at my belly? I have driven to my daughter's school. I have to pick her up, but I'm early, so I'm just going to start reading one of the books. Okay, this one, This Body of Death. Wow, it sounds like I chose a good one. Oh, it's an Inspector Lindley novel, part of a detective series. Almost 700 pages. Okay, let's go. The opening appears to be like a transcript written by police reports or something. It chronicles some very dysfunctional, struggling families. I'm pretty intrigued by it. Kind of nice to read this made-up thing as opposed to terrible real-world things when you go to the internet. I'm gonna give it 15 minutes of reading. Low bar. It was describing some pretty unsavory characters. So far, I'm uncomfortable, but on page 23. Kind of bored. This dude was working on a roof. He has a dog named Tess. They're in the woods. A woman shows up looking for somewhere, gives her directions. She goes the wrong way. He finds her again later. I'm gonna keep going, see where this is headed, but I feel like it's too much description. But I will say, I really like how low pressure this is. I feel no stakes in continuing this book. On the other hand, because I don't know what's gonna happen, I feel worried that nothing's gonna happen. Also, I should mention, I'm in the middle of reading a book on my phone that I may go back to at some point, because while I was reading that, I was like, I kind of wish I was reading the other thing. And the other thing I'm reading is The Count of Monte Cristo. God, I'm such an American. I probably should have grabbed a hard copy of it while I was at the library, because it is nicer to read a hard copy. Unfortunately, you're only allowed to go to the library once every 6 months, so I'll have to do it next time. No, I can go anytime. To be honest with you, I'm not very excited about any of the books I picked. Okay, regretting this experiment a little bit, wanting to grab a book that I'm more interested in. But it probably is a good thing to sit and focus on one narrative for a while rather than the chaos online. But is it? It depends on the books you're reading, doesn't it? Because I feel like I learn a lot on the internet. If I go on Reddit and someone goes deep on some historical topic that I didn't know about before, like a Today I Learned or something, I'm actually learning something new that's real in the world rather than following a random author's random ideas about a story. We have this belief that it's just bad to be on the internet because you're overloading your brain with information. It's overstimulating. It can create anxiety. Sure, that might be true. But then again, a lot of people just scroll as a calming activity. I'm in the middle of, like, I guess it would be the third chapter. Having trouble getting into it, guys. There's just a lot of detail, and I just don't. If you think this book gets good, let me know in the comments to give it another shot. Okay, let's move on. Safe and sound. We got flowers on a wall. Looks kind of boring. I don't know. Okay, I'm about 10 pages into this, and I'm already more interested in it. About a school for the gifted, kind of an element of mystery around it, it seems. So as I said before, I'm also reading The Count of Monte Cristo on my phone, but I haven't been reading it, really. But last night, before bed, I read it. Not the whole thing. I read some of it. I enjoyed it. Dare I say I enjoy it more than the other books I'm reading so far. And I got real sleepy. May have helped me with my sleep. People say there is, just inherent benefits like increased cognitive function, increased empathy. I think that it greatly depends on what you're reading and what you'd be doing instead. But this exercise of grabbing random books and reading may have gotten me in the reading mind state, which inspired me to read more Count of Monte Cristo before bed. Reading Count of Monte Cristo is real good. I just have a motivation problem to start reading something as opposed to doom scrolling. Also, I'm going to read a little more of this now, and I'm kind of excited. I want to know what's going on with this School for the Gifted. I read for like a half hour. I'm into it. It's pretty good. So far, it's about a missing person. She's missing. I looked at the front to see what year it was made, 2018, but then I saw this enormous list of books by Fern Michaels. And this book is part of the Sisterhood novels. I didn't know it was part of a series. How many books are parts of series? I didn't even notice that she's on the back. Kind of how I picture the main character looking. Anyway, so far pretty good. I just read for about another half hour today. I'm on page 56. And I'm gonna stop, guys. The Sisterhood, these characters from several books, apparently. And they're kind of fun, seeing them like using their knowledge and resources to try to figure out a mystery, but I don't feel a pull to want to know more. If you're reading a book that you don't enjoy, stop! Find another one, because now you're at a roadblock. Here's how I stopped the roadblock. Boom! Done with that book. Let's move on. The Sweetness of Water. Water, I mean, it shouldn't have sugar in it, right? What's going on here? I wonder if this is a mystery book. Guys, I'm doing it again. This book, it's well written. It's intriguing. Not a murder mystery so far. It's about Reconstruction in the South after the Civil War. A couple whose son died, and it's pretty dark stuff. I just don't want to keep going. But this one doesn't seem bad. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. And I cheated. I looked up the last two because I wanted to find one that I think I might stick with. And this seems like the best bet. A Taint in the Blood. A murder mystery, part of a series. This is the only one that isn't a part of a series. One in a long line of detective series. I looked at the reviews and people said it's one of the better ones of the series. So I'm just gonna do it. It seems like a simple page turner. Seeming like maybe blindly grabbing books at the library is not the way to go. On the other hand, I am reading more consistently than I have in a while. So I read the first chapter of this book. It is so far easily my favorite of the books I've read. The tone is what I'm going for. It's fast-paced, upbeat, kind of positive, kind of funny. It does throw a lot of characters at you right away because this is like the 14th of a series of books, and I assume there's a lot that I maybe should have already known, but it doesn't really matter. I kind of like it. I kind of like being thrown into the middle and it's just kind of moving. I'm a fast-paced boy. What can I say? I read a little last night. I read a little today right when I got up because I was excited to read more, and I'm going to read more right now. Okay, here's an example of some fun dialogue in here. Get my mother out of prison. What is she convicted of? Murder. Who did she kill? She didn't kill anyone. Okay, who didn't she kill? See, that's good dialogue. Read another chapter, and I'm super into it. The stakes are set. She has to break this woman's mother out of jail. Well, she's a detective. She has to prove that her mother's innocent. But her mother's been in jail for 31 years almost. What's going on? Is she innocent? Is this woman just want to get her out of jail and she's not innocent? Really, what's keeping me from reading a lot is just finding the right book. So why not pick at random a bunch of books until you find one? Maybe some of you try to read and can't do it.
because of attention span, but maybe you haven't tried enough to even know what kind of book you like, or your tastes have changed over the years and you don't like the kind of books you used to, but you don't know because you haven't tried other books. Kind of reminded of when I meet people who don't like certain types of food, and I'm like, well, maybe you just haven't had them in the right things. When I first met China, she didn't think she liked onions. Now she loves onions, and she loves all sorts of food she didn't used to like. Maybe one time you had onions and it was like, bleh, but that's because it was not in the right context, you know? So I guess the lesson is try stuff. Stubbornly believe that you can do this. Reading is for you. You just have to keep trying different ways. That said, I don't know if I'm going to keep being into this book. We'll see. Okay, it's been a few days. I haven't read every day. I've been busy. The book was kind of losing me a little bit. There's a lot of lead up before she actually gets into the mystery at hand. I was close to giving up. And now I'm on page 50, and it's starting to really delve into the actual mystery, and I'm getting intrigued again. This woman has been in prison for 30 years for setting her house on fire, and it killed one of her kids. I mean, there's lots of reasons to think she did it. She did take out an insurance policy on her kid like a week prior, but she took out insurance policies on all her kids. And some of them weren't even in the house. Was she planning on killing all the kids? No actual physical evidence linking to her. Maybe it's just a really bad trial. It's intriguing, okay? It takes place in Alaska. The main character is Kate Shugak. She's very energetic. Like it, I'm going to keep reading it, but I'm going to delve into that 5th book to see if I like that too. And I'm going to go back to the library, see if they have The Count of Monte Cristo so I can get a hard copy. Return the other books, check out like 3 or 4 more random books to see if those are also murder mysteries that are part of a series. Well, I do think this experiment is highlighting how picky I am. I think it also highlights how many murder mysteries there are. I do think it is making me read more. I'm thinking more about reading books. I've actually read a bunch from several books. This is time I could have spent on the internet. Whether or not it could have been productive stuff on the internet, I don't know. It's up for debate. I don't know if books are innately better. They're certainly older forms of media, and I'm older, and older people tend to think the older media is better. I do like it when I find a good book. It's a unique experience to read a great book that you can only get from reading a great book. I don't know that this book is so great that it's like life-changing, but books or anything doesn't have to be life-changing. It's just an activity.
So I did give the 5th book a try, Creole Belle, and it was all right. Again, I wasn't that into it. I'm going to continue reading A Taint in the Blood, but let's see what else happens at the library. Here's the thing, guys, I couldn't do it. I decided to look at them before I left. None of them are that intriguing to me. I started reading each one. This is a murder mystery, but not part of a series, as far as I can tell. This is the 3rd in an historical adventure series. A dude came and sat next to me, so I had to stop recording, because I am an embarrassed little man. The 3rd book also, it seemed okay, I just wasn't that interested. I didn't give them much of a chance, so I went and sought out books that I definitely know I'll like. Book of short stories from Kurt Vonnegut that I have yet to have read. I've read almost everything he's done. And the sequel to Children of Time, Children of Ruin, a sci-fi. The first one was pretty dang good. Started the second one in ebook form, and I struggled to get into it, but I'm going to try it hardcover. Not hardcover, but, you know, analog. So this experiment wasn't all a failure, and I feel like I have jump-started reading again.
Now for the days later conclusion, I'm still reading A Taint in the Blood, and I'm still reading The Count of Monte Cristo as Alexander Dumas intended on my phone. Both seem to be getting better and better. And that is the best feeling, being in the middle of books that you are into. Nice thing about reading on the phone is I have a built-in light, so I don't have to use my lamp because I sleep next to my wife. I do have a little light you can attach to a book, but that's a little more finicky. I might try it though if I can find the regular version of the book. Bad thing about reading on the phone is that you're on the phone. If being on the phone is inherently bad, which it's not, it depends on how you use it, but I do think that this experiment was worth it. I'm reading more, and I feel like it's a good exercise to pick up a random thing and read it without knowing anything about it, because there are mental blocks to doing that. Why? It's just words. Put them in your brain and see if you like them. Or not. You do whatever you want. I'm enjoying that I'm reading more. And real quick, I'll use this opportunity to promote my book. It's called No Packers, No Life. It's actually a video book called A Documentary about Japanese Green Bay Packer fans, and it's free to watch on Tubi. You don't have to sign up for an account or anything. You can just watch it and love it and leave a comment on Letterboxd or IMDb. And if you don't like it, well, maybe you need to watch it again. Don't leave a review just yet. They say you gotta watch a documentary about 5 times to be sure. Okay, thanks for watching.